Murder of Michaela McAreavey. Michaela McAreavey, formerly known as Michaela Hart, was discovered strangled in a hotel room bathtub in Mauritius, where she had traveled for her honeymoon. Born on December 31, 1983, she was the daughter of Mickey Hart, a renowned Gaelic football manager who led Tyrone to multiple All-Ireland Senior Football Championship victories. Her tragic death and the subsequent events that unfolded received significant global media attention. The murder of a tourist in Mauritius was unprecedented, leading Prime Minister Naveen Ramgoolam to extend his sympathies to the Hart and McAreavey families. 2 hotel employees were accused of her murder and stood trial. However, on July 12, 2012, they were acquitted by the Supreme Court of Mauritius. Victim: Michaela McAreavey, also known as Michaela Hart, was a 27-year-old Irish teacher from Glencullen Ballygolly, County Tyrone, Northern Ireland. She had previously represented Ulster as the Ulster Rose in the 2004 Rose of Tralee competition. McAreavey, who was Catholic and known for her strong religious beliefs, taught Irish and religion at St. Patrick's Academy in Dungannon. She was actively involved in the Pioneer Club, a group that encouraged young people to abstain from alcohol. Murder. On January 10, 2011, after having lunch with her husband John at their hotel in Grand Galba, McAreavey returned to their room around 2:44 p.m. Investigators believe that upon entering the room, she was attacked, wrestled to the ground, and strangled. Her body was then placed in the bathtub with the water turned on. Her husband discovered her lifeless body shortly thereafter. Investigation. Subsequently, 3 hotel employees were arrested in connection with the murder: Avinash Tribhuwan, Sandeep Munia, and Raj Decoy. They were brought before a court in Mauritius on January 12, 2011. Tribhuwan and Munia were charged with the murder of Michaela McAreavey, while Decoy faced charges of conspiracy to commit murder. The suspects underwent DNA testing as part of the investigation. In the following week, Dasan Narayanan and Sinarain Mungu were also arrested and charged with aiding and abetting the crime. Narayanan and Mungu served as security officers at the hotel. However, Mungu was subsequently released, and all charges against him were dropped on February 12, 2011. Narayanan was likewise cleared of involvement as his fingerprints were found on a towel in the room, as he had given it to Michaela's husband when he called for help upon discovering her lifeless body. Trial. The trial of the 2 hotel workers accused of the murder commenced in Mauritius on May 22, 2012. On June 6, 2012, John McAreavey, the husband of the victim, made a statement alleging that he had been handcuffed and physically examined by police officers on the day of his wife's murder. He further stated that he had encountered one of the accused individuals, Avinash Tribhuwan, on 2 separate occasions within a short span of time on the day his wife passed away. According to McAreavey, he had returned to their hotel room in search of his wife when she failed to come back to the restaurant after leaving briefly to retrieve some biscuits from their room to enjoy with their tea. It was then that he discovered her unconscious in the bathtub, with the tap running. McAreavey recounted that he had laid her on the floor and attempted to resuscitate her. DNA testing carried out by a forensic expert from England revealed that no traces of DNA from the 2 accused men or the other 2 original suspects were found on the victim's body or at the crime scene. The Major Crime Investigation Team, MCAT, of the Mauritius Police Force faced significant criticism for their handling of the case, particularly regarding the allegations made by Tribhuwan. He claimed that the police had coerced a confession from him after subjecting him to 3 days of beatings, stating that he strangled McAreavey because she caught him and his co-defendant, Sandeep Munia, stealing from her hotel room. Verdict. On July 12, 2012, Judge Prithviraj Fikna addressed the jurors in the trial and urged them not to be concerned about the potential impact of their verdict on Mauritius' reputation. He emphasized that they were not politicians and their responsibility was not to safeguard the country's image. Fikna stated that they should not allow themselves to be influenced by such considerations and instead focus on the facts and evidence presented before them. Initially scheduled to last for 9 days, the trial extended into its 8th week before a verdict was reached. After 2 hours of deliberation, the jury returned with a unanimous decision, finding Avinash Tribhuwan and Sandeep Munia not guilty. Following the verdict, the McAreavey and Hart families released a statement expressing their profound devastation and desolation after enduring 7 distressing weeks of the trial. The lawyers representing Tribhuwan and Munia called for all the evidence in the case to be handed over to non-Mauritian investigators, criticizing the competence of the Major Crime Investigation Team, MCIT, in Mauritius. Aftermath. After the verdict, the Mauritian government issued a statement expressing their understanding of the grief experienced by the Hart and McAreavey families. They stated that they were considering all options to take further action and bring the perpetrators of the crime to justice. In response to the trial outcome, some Irish individuals initiated an internet campaign calling for a boycott of the Mauritian tourism sector, which is a significant pillar of the island's economy. Irish politician Sean Kelly supported the campaign, criticizing the perceived incompetence of the Mauritian authorities and urging Irish citizens not to visit Mauritius until justice was served. Calls for a boycott escalated following the events of July 15, 2012. On July 15, 2012, the Sunday Times, a new Mauritian newspaper, published photographs of the crime scene, including images of Michaela McAreavey's body, in its 35th edition. The publication sparked outrage and was condemned as insensitive by the Hart and McAreavey families. Taoiseach Edna Kenny announced that the Irish government would lodge a formal complaint with the Mauritian government, describing the publication as a violation of dignity. The McAreavey family lawyer in Mauritius called for the arrest of those responsible and requested a thorough investigation by the Commission of Police. Subsequently, Mauritian police launched an inquiry into how the newspaper obtained and published the photographs. The newspaper's offices were raided, but no photographs were found. The editor and director general, Imran Hosseini, was arrested on July 18, 2012 and charged with offenses related to the publication of the photographs. The incident triggered debates regarding press freedom and the proportionality of the charges, leading to statements of support from the Press Employees Union in Mauritius. In August 2012, a new investigation team was established to conduct an inquiry. Interviews were conducted with 38 individuals, 68 witnesses participated in a reconstruction of the murder circumstances, and 350 DNA samples were sent for analysis in France. In December 2012, the police submitted a report naming a suspect to the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP. In August 2015, John McAreavey and his family reached a confidential settlement of nearly 65 million rupees, equivalent to approximately £1.6 million, after filing a case against the Legends Hotel. In November 2015, John McAreavey remarried with the blessing of the Hart family. In August 2020, he revealed that the Mauritian government had launched a new inquiry into his wife's death, which he questioned due to its timing coinciding with his criticism of Liverpool FC's commercial partnership with Mauritius. In June 2021, the Mauritian government agreed to re-examine the murder investigation. On October 1, 2021, Raj Decoy, a former suspect and key witness, was reported missing. His body was found on October 3, 2021 in a vacant plot of land near Goodlands. While there were rumors of suicide by hanging, further investigations were being conducted by the Scene of Crime Office, SOCO. The McKit arrested former watchman Dasan Narayanan again on March 29, 2022, following the emergence of new evidence. Narayanan had previously had charges against him dropped in 2013 after alleging he had been subjected to torture by the police. During an April 2022 press conference, the lawyers representing suspect Sandeep Munia suggested that John McAreavey should be considered the main suspect. They planned to request an arrest warrant against him to facilitate further questioning.